So talking about, like, obviously there's a passion there for space, and I learnt something absolutely new today, and I didn't realise there's no sound in space. It's dead silent.
Not podcasts.
So if I was like here to you, like, and I was yelling, you could not hear me?
No.
Zero.
That's good.
Yeah, good. Yeah, most people here would be nodding their heads for me. Trust me.
That's good. That's the same for me.
So none at all. So there's zero particles, so there's no noise.
It's a pretty quiet place.
Okay, so you've been interested in people going to the moon and whatnot.
Yeah.
Do you believe that they actually went to the moon?
Yeah.
On that first mission?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I'm
did
a
a
bit
study,
skeptical.
there's so much going on. I think they went there.
Yeah.
I think they are coming back, and I think they're going to go to Mars. It's nowadays it's difficult to fake it because the technology is so high.
I think so.
And at the time, a lot of people said, I think I did a study when I was in high school about all the naysayers that demonstrated all those things, like the sound and the shadows.
Yep.
There's so many, the flag not moving, there's so many
See,
things.
So what is the story with that? I mean,
I actually think that when they went this year or last year, they saw the flag again and they saw everything.
Stop
so,
it.
Yeah,
They did not.
So,
that would have been on the internet.
Yeah,
Come
it
off
is on the internet.
You serious?
Yeah, check it out.
Ollie,
and they're becoming like heritage places or stuff like that, I believe.
So I was lucky enough to go there for work. We went to the Super Bowl with Pepsi. And they took us to a tour of NASA. We went to
Houston.
Yeah, Houston.
That's awesome.
So they took us on a tour. We had a private tour. It was amazing, and we got to sit with an astronaut. So a guy that had done three missions to the International Space Station. So
beautiful.
Not to Mars or anything, not to the moon, and. He was talking, and then he showed us. We went into mission control, so they took us into the real.
All the green one.
Yeah, like
awesome.
so we go in there, and all the punters were behind us. Were in these. I was pressing the red button and like all this sort of stuff, and you look at how archaic it was. But the one thing that really stuck in my mind was on the left-hand side of that building. If you're looking straight, they have all the missions
patches.
They have all the patches.
Yeah.
Right. And the astronauts come up with the design.
I know.
Yeah. So, and on that design, they usually write the name of the astronauts and they draw a picture or whatever it is. And then when they come back, when they take off, they put it on there. And when they come back down, they have a ceremony where they grab it from the left-hand side.
It becomes...
and it goes to the right-hand side. Unfortunately, there's a few that haven't come across,
Yeah, the Columbia and everything.
Yeah. So, but the thing that blew me away, there's 400 or so missions. The only plaque, the only badge that has not one astronaut name is that one. And it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense to me at all. And I'm not a conspiracy.
Maybe they were very tired when they came back. They're like, I'm barely alive, leave me alone, that type of thing.
Well, have you ever seen that press conference sort of when they came back? Have you actually seen that?
I think I've seen it because this was last year was, I don't know, many years of the Apollo mission and everything. So there was that movie that they put out with all the... Did you watch it?
Yeah, it's a movie. I haven't...
It's actually a series of documentary, like historical documents that they found, put together.
I've watched a fair bit of space stuff, but
fascinating.
The thing that really changed my mind is that they're the only Apollo, whatever it was, I think it's 11, that they came back and they don't, there's no astronauts' names.
Because that is the only one that they reached the moon. So
yeah,
that's not even right.
I don't know.
That's
like,
not
you
even
can
right.
call me strange or whatever you want. It's a bit weird. But anyway, moving on.
The good thing is now they are going again. Do you know that there is this Israeli startup that went to the moon a few months ago and they just crashed. They landed, but they...
Hang on, did they crash or did they land?
They crash. Okay, so they did that with
in this,
No, it's amazing. They didn't. It wasn't like a soft landing. It was a bit of a hard landing. There were no people in it, but what it fascinates me about it is that they probably did all that mission with something like 80 million or something like that.
So that's cheap in space talk.
It's like way less than how much money they spent to do gravity. that is a movie about space. So. They do real space stuff. This is how what the space that I love. So nowadays you can do things for a fraction of cost. And the good things that I don't know if you know, but this year NASA announced it last year. The follow-up of the Apollo mission, that is Artemis.
Yeah.
So in the Greek mythology, it was Apollo's, I think, sister, or I don't remember. So it's a female.
Yeah.
And it's the same budget that they use for Apollo. Big budget. I'm talking about 40 billion or something. But the goal here is to put a space station around the moon, to put a woman on moon, they're going to live on the moon, and then use the same technology to do exactly the same on Mars. So in a distance of 70 years.
Like two people?
Two people. They're going to have people live there. They're going to create infrastructure. They're going to create roads. They're going to create electricity and houses and everything. So it's cheaper in the big scheme of things.
So, I mean, it's hard to comprehend that. But when I realised that it only took a day or 2 days to get to the moon.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to take a long time. Yeah, it takes 6 months to go to Mars.
Yeah, Mars is a little bit further.
But
again, you saw my TED Talk because I'm passionate about that.
Yeah.
You know, it was taking them 4 to 6 months to go with a boat from Europe to America, and without GPS, without even knowing where they were going. Okay, and even have a phone or ability to call everyone, just following the stars. So sometimes I think, it's a long time, but what about those poor fellows that were putting on a boat in the middle of nowhere, with a wood boat,
Yeah. So you think it's the same sort of risk?
I think we are more equipped now, way
Yeah.
more equipped than what they were equipped before.
So with the moon, do you think there's any interest to go to the moon, or do you think it's to concentrate on something?
No, I think it's concentrated on more else. But you have to bear in mind that what fascinates me about these programs is that when Apollo happened, I think I read somewhere that something like 100,000 patents, so 100,000 inventions were created, okay, just as part of the big project. So it was so many million invested, billions, that it created so many technology, and most of them are now used in our lives, like in medical, in transport, ongoing. So now NASA is investing in this 40 billion or whatever, and I think it's going to build the base for all the technologies that we're going to use on Earth,